and participating. And one thing I want to just say to each of you, we're kind of entrepreneurs too, as we get this pitch challenge up and going. So, and you're kind of our focus customer group. So make sure you're giving us good feedback about how we can do better. So think of yourselves as our prototypes. So, and to that end, one thing we wanted to let you know is, and what we're going to talk about in the Zoom call is the platform that is open for you to submit your pitches. And we have been doing this kind of series where kids can participate and be a part of a cohort as we've gotten started. And then we have also invited other kids who would like to just put a pitch up to do that as well. And to make sure that we gave everybody enough time, we're extending the deadline until July 31st. So that you have until July 31st to upload your pitch to the platform that you'll hear a little bit about today. And Joan, at the end, we'll talk a little bit. We're going to have some office hours next week, each week from now until the end of July, to help anybody on your projects or things that you want to kind of ask about. And we're just really glad to have you here. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kelly to talk a little bit about the reviewer platform and how to kind of upload your pitch and some tips and tricks related to that. Thanks.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, Michelle. Matthew and I are delighted to be here with you today and love to hear all the places that you are from that we have not been, but we'll look at a map and find out where you are from. Has anybody ever been to Ohio of this group? No. Okay. Well, we'll come visit you and you can come visit us, but fun to be here with you today. Firstly, we are going to have Matthew run through putting in video and filling in all the information on reviewers. So as Michelle said, that is the platform that you will put your entry into. After that, we'll talk just for a minute, just about a quick checklist that you can use to make sure you do your best video for us for the contest. And then we can go around and just have a little round table if you wish. And we would love to have you share anything you're thinking about, any concerns you have, roadblocks, what your super unique advantages are of your product, and just hear more about what you guys are doing and what you need. So I will firstly turn it over to Matthew to talk about Reviewer.
Yeah, so uploading is pretty simple, so I will try not to take too long, but Michelle, if you don't mind, can you let me share my screen?
And Kate, I'm going to ask, Kate's actually the master Yoda, so she's going to.
No worries.
So I just have to get my window all proper here.
No worries.
No worries.
But so anyways, I'll just start going a little bit. So there's a few ways you can, there's a few different ways you can film your video and have it to be uploaded. So one way is, you can go and just upload a file, or if you want, you can film something, put it into Google Drive or into YouTube. Make sure that the permissions are open to, make sure the permissions are public, and then you can share the link. So there we go. Thanks, Kate. So when you're on the Wyoming After School Alliance webpage, so you'll just scroll down to here. You'll click there, and then you'll submit your pitch, and that'll take you to the reviewer page. And that's Reviewer's a platform where it runs contests. So we do all the judging on here and everything like that. So you'll click here to get started, and you'll have to create an account. So you'll create an account, We don't need to save that. And so then you come to this page, and we're actually at Young Entrepreneur Pitch, we're helping 5 states run. So make sure that you select Wyoming. And then you'll go to the next page, and you can see over here, as you complete a section, you'll get a green check mark, and it's pretty straightforward. And here are all the rules and everything again. So you'll click save in advance, and again, that'll come up green. And then just fill out all the fields. It's great if you could have a name for your business or your idea. That's a great field to have, be creative. And then here was I was talking about. So like I said, you can upload, if you upload your video to YouTube or to Google Drive, make sure that you are making sure it's public. You can also just upload it directly from your device. So that's what I'll do here. So you'll just choose a file from your desktop. So let's see here. So I'll upload this video. I'm just titling it that, but try to be a little more creative than that. I'll fill in this. And then you'll just go in and fill out the rest of the fields, and all of these are required, so you do have to fill everything out. You'll see a lot of them will say if none, write NA. So just write if you're not involved with the summer program or not in an after school program, typically that's fine. Just write NA, because if you try to submit and you haven't filled out everything, you'll get these error messages. And you also, if you are below the age of 18, you will need to get your parent to sign it with an e-signature. So so none of the questions here are super hard or anything. If you have any issues, feel free to shoot me an email or anyone from the Wyoming After School Alliance an email. Once you do submit your video successfully, you will receive an email confirming that you have received it. And and then so since the contest is open to the 31st, you won't hear back about the results. I believe, Joan, the results are going to be the end of the week of the August 3rd, I think, right? August 7th is the date.
We are planning to announce our winners on August 7th.
So so you'll get an email confirmation once you've submitted it, and you won't have to do anything else until August 7th, when the winners are announced. The judging will be taking place August 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So does anyone have any questions? Okay, well, if you have any issues uploading or anything, how do you say your name? I'm sorry. Maui.
I was just gonna say, who do we get a hold of if we have any questions? That's
a great question. I think my email is on the website, but I'll put it in the chat here. So if you have any issues, not necessarily about the contest or about, but this is more just for uploading or the platform, I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm not going to be able to help as much with specific questions about Wyoming or the program, although I can do my best. But if you do have questions about uploading or any technical issues, feel free to send me an email.
okay.
And I'll get back to you within 24 hours for sure.
Okay.
Great question. Any other questions?
Great. Well, thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it. And as he said, if anybody has any problems, don't be intimidated by all, or if you can't get your video in, just shoot us an email and we are happy to help you get it to the platform in some way or another. So no worries on that. So I was just going to take a minute. I think a lot of you were on the last Zoom where Jesse, one of our teammates, talked about filming tips and tricks. So I think if you weren't on that, it is on the website. So feel free to look back at that. And there's also a checklist for kids for filming video pitches. So I just thought we would take a couple minutes and go through the checklist, and then we can move on to what you guys are all doing. So this is on the website. Feel free to print it out if you wish, or just look at it online, but just a quick checklist for you to think about different things when you are filming your video. So first and foremost is practicing. I don't know if you guys have started practicing or not, but you know, whether you take a scripted pitch and just kind of get yourself to feel comfortable, you can do it in front of your parents, your dog, videotape yourself and see what you think you did well. But practice is kind of key. And we did some pitch challenges this last summer, and a couple of the kids, when they were asked for feedback and what they would do differently, they said they would practice more. So pretty important. And then, you know, make sure it's kind of within the time range of the 30 to 90 seconds, just so you're not like way over or way under, but I'm sure all of yours are right around that time range, but you can time it if you wish. And just checking to make sure that your filming equipment, you don't need anything fancy at all. You can just film it on a tablet or on an iPhone, anything you already have around the house. And if you don't, let us know, and we can see what we can do to help. But it doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be a commercial. And the location, you could do it inside. You can do it outside. Just if you can, try to choose a quiet area. We've had a couple videos where there could be cars rustling by or a band playing in the background, and it makes it much easier to hear your great voice and your creative idea if there isn't a lot of noise in the background. And with that too, just maybe a quick check on lighting. You know, make sure, I'm sure some of you guys have been on Zoom, and depending on how it's lighted, your face can seem dark or light, or just to make sure there aren't any glares, that kind of thing. So you can just check out the sunlight and the glare. And then if possible, a plain background so that they can really enjoy hearing your pitch and seeing you, versus a lot of stuff in the background. So even against, you know, a white wall, anything will work. So those are kind of the filming location tips. And then try out a little bit of a video so that you can test your sound and background. And then maybe you'll think, oh, I have to speak a little louder, or, you know, my background was too busy. I'm going to try a different spot. So feel free to work with a little practice. The camera usually works well if it's eye level or slightly above. So you may just want to figure out where your pitch video is going to be taken, and try to prop it up and make sure it's at the right level. And we'd love you to look right into the camera and present, looking at people, the eye contact, all those great things that you do when you're presenting to people. Avoid zooming in and out and moving the camera. It just makes it harder for people to watch if you're kind of in and out or moving around. So just avoid that, and then film in landscape format, horizontally versus vertically. Those seem to come out better for us. And last but not least, smile, have fun, relax, just be yourself. You're the best version of you, and that's what everybody wants to see. So I think, Matthew, if you scroll down a little, these were the tips, and Jesse went over these last week, but feel free to review them. Your projection, your inflection, pace, eye contact, stance, all those good things that you do when you're presenting. And then just making sure your pitch, knowing your audience, your people, your information, practicing like we talked about, enthusiasm, and the style. As we said, just be yourself. So those are a couple tips and tricks, and that sheet is on the website. So feel free to locate that and review it. Does anybody have any questions on sort of the logistics of filming a pitch? Has anybody already started to film? Any of you guys tried it yet?
I have not started to film, but I have started to like write down my ideas and like put it into a slideshow just so I can look at it and just, I don't know.
No, that's an awesome way to start out and get yourself comfortable and start thinking about your format and how you're going to do your pitch. So that's a wonderful thing to do. How about somebody else? Has anybody else practiced in front of their parents or their dog or their brother or sister or a grandparent? Any practicing yet?
I haven't.
Not yet?
I haven't practiced, but Could I use a computer for the filming, like a Chromebook? Would that work?
Matthew, would that work? If she used a Chromebook computer for the filming?
Yeah, I mean, that works. The only thing I will say, don't, we see this sometimes is, don't put the Chromebook on the and film yourself. I would definitely try to put it on a desk, maybe stack a couple books and put it on top of a couple books. So, it's this and it's not like this. But yeah, that should work fine. Just like Kelly mentioned with the pitches, make sure, you want to be you, but you also want to make sure it's the best you can do. And so making sure the angles and everything are what you can, we understand there are limitations. So what you can control, you should try to do your best to control. So if you have to use a Chromebook, that's totally fine. That's not an issue at all, but just make sure that you are keeping those things in mind.
Okay, got it.
Sounds great. Heather, as long as you've done so many videos, do you mind if I just call on you for a minute? And do you have any tips or tricks for the kids? Because you've done an awesome job with the videos on your website.
Yeah, it's been honestly going through when I make my scripts and stuff like that, just practicing reading it before I even start recording sometimes too. It's helpful just to run it through. And as you can see right now, my angle is a little bit lower, but I have all these games up here that I use and I stick them under my computer. So when I'm sitting at my chair, it's at a good level. So you're not looking down up my nose, you're looking more up. So it's a better angle, but it's all just practice. And if there's a certain thing you don't like how you sound in it, just make a note, take notes as you go through and rewatch your video, take some notes of parts of your pitch that you didn't necessarily like how it flowed or how it came across, and just take notes and work from there to improve your final pitch.
Great. Thank you so much, Heather. You guys are all going to do a great job. And if anybody needs any practice pitches, we're happy to send those along. Like I said, you can, like Heather was talking about, you can, just grab a little script and practice doing that before you actually have to think about your idea and what you're saying, just to get practice of being in front of a camera and looking at people and using that verbiage. And if you can't do it without looking at papers or cards, you can use cards and just make sure you're looking up and down at the audience. Try to look at the audience as much as you can. And or you can figure out a lot of times some way to tape it to your device so that you can kind of glance and see if you've got some major words you want to remember. So you can use those as well if you do need a little bit of something in front of you. Heather, have you done that? Have you ever taped anything?
I haven't taped, so I use my MacBook to record, and I'll just pull up a Word document when I go to my QuickTime movie player, and I'll just pull up the Word document in front of the video, and if I need to look at some words or any phrases like that, it's right there in front of me, but it still looks like I'm maintaining eye contact with the camera.
Sounds great. What other questions do you all have for us? Any thoughts? Is anybody nervous about making a video? A little bit? You guys are going to be great. You're going to be awesome.
Don't tell anybody.
What's that?
I said maybe. Don't tell anybody.
Okay. I won't tell a soul. Everybody's always a little nervous when they're doing a video or speaking in front of people. So, it's a very natural reaction. Yes, Maui?
And the deadline's July 31st, right?
Right, so you have a little bit more time to do so. And as they mentioned, I think she'll talk about a little further after we just have a quick discussion, but there are office hours. So I think if you guys need any help at all with your putting together your video or any questions or unique advantages or filming, they will be at office hours to help you with whatever you need. Does anybody want to share some of their ideas that they're working on? Does anybody need help with anything in terms of their pitch and where they stand? Anybody stuck on an idea, or are you guys all in good stead? In good shape? Good, good. Have you guys thought of some great unique advantages for your product? Does anybody want to tell us about a special or unique advantage that they have with their product or their service? Maui?
Mine's mobile. So
Great.
that's kind of an advantage.
Yeah, especially today, right? Great advantage. Anybody else have a great competitive advantage with their product or service?
Yes, but it's a surprise. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to that surprise. I can't wait. Sounds great. Anybody else have any thoughts, questions, concerns, anything we can help you with? We're here today to be with you and help you with anything that you need. Sounds great. Well, maybe I will. Oh, yes, Holly?
So in your pitch, do you want to have like some of your products there to show them, or do you need some?
You do not have to have a prototype of your product. But if you do and you would like to show it, you are welcome to do so. So that's totally up to you. So if you don't have a prototype, don't worry about it. But if you have one and you wish to show it, feel free. Thank you. Good question.
And also, just so you guys know, there's one more video that will be released tomorrow about how to make an effective pitch. And I have an entrepreneur that just went through the Elbogan competition here down in Laramie, giving a little bit of advice and how it was for her to pitch her final idea over Zoom. So it was really good to get some insight, and you guys will be able to look at that tomorrow once it's released.
That sounds great.
And I will just let everybody know, thank you, Kelly, for facilitating this great discussion, and Matthew for giving us a run through on Reviewer. We will have some opportunities for you to ask us questions as you're going through the process the next couple of weeks. So every Thursday, starting next Thursday, let me just grab my calendar. Starting next Thursday, so starting the 16th, and ending on the 30th, we will send out a notice to all of you so you can write this down. We will be available at 10 in the morning, at 4 in the afternoon, and at 6 in the evening for a Zoom opportunity for you to come in and ask questions if you're stuck on something or you need some additional help. So it's not required, it's just available for you and any of the participants in the challenge as you're running into any particular challenges as you wrap up the sessions, as you start to put your pitch together and get ready for the final deadline on July 31st. Any other questions or comments for our session today? Thank you all so much for joining.
Good. Well, we love being with you guys, and we cannot wait to see your creative pitches. You're all going to be awesome, and we really look forward to it. Thank you for all your hard work.
Yeah, thanks you guys. It's really fun to be with you, and it's, as I was saying earlier, just to see your faces as we've been kind of getting to know you over the course of this time. So really happy to have you with us today, and don't hesitate to reach out through the Wyoming After School Alliance web email if you have any additional questions, and we're having fun with you. So thanks. All right.
Okay, great. Bye, everybody.
Thanks you guys.
Everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
See ya.
Evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.